I will we'll go through some introduction. We'll move on with some housekeeping announcements, and then we'll hear a welcome from our Associate Dean of Academics. I'll share with you some registration updates. We'll also learn more about the academic support services at Temple Rome. And finally, you will be meeting with the academic advisors for your school or college in breakout rooms. So I'll start with introducing myself. I've met many of you already during previous orientation sessions or over emails. My name is Francesca Cuccovillo, and I'm the Associate Director of Student Life and for the Rome Interior Program. I'm joined today by our Associate Dean of Academics, Dr. Patrick Murphy. Here with me, there is also Emily Kravitz, who I'm sure you know. She's our External Relation Coordinator and has been working with you very consistently from the very beginning with all of the next steps and different requirements that
Francesca, you're breaking up a little bit.
Francesca, I think you're frozen. Okay, well, while Francesca quick housekeeping. So my name is Emily, for those who may not have seen my face before. If there's any families here who haven't seen my face, I've been working with everyone on a daily or a weekly basis, just trying to make sure that everyone is getting their requirements finished to come to Rome this fall. So we are super excited to have everyone. I know that you are sick of hearing these things from me, but I'm going to say it just one more time while I have all of you here. Some of the next steps that we have to do just to make sure everything is completed for August. So I just want to remind everyone about the Rome portal. The link is over here, so you can take a screenshot of this page if you would like to. Excuse me, in the Rome portal, you have all the modules that you have to complete. There are some things you just have to check off and read, some things you actually have to fill out, some things you also have to sign. So just make sure that all of that is completed. Most of you have done all of it, but there are some people who haven't, who still need to get started or are missing one or two things. So just double check that you have completed everything in the Rome portal because there were some things uploaded recently. In addition, everyone needs to upload their COVID-19 vaccine to the patient health portal, and the link is on this page as well, on the slide, excuse me. So that is a two-step process. All of the instructions are in the patient health portal. All you have to do is sign in with your Temple AccessNet username, and then follow the instructions there to upload your vaccine. There's also the student visa application. I know that all of you guys have been in contact with the Education Abroad office, with Kaylin and with Rosie, to make sure that you have everything you need for this process. So just keep checking your Temple email for any updates from them, whether there's something that you're missing and you need to send as soon as possible, or whether your visa application is ready to be picked up. Then there are the 2U portal next steps. So everyone knows about the 2U portal. This is where you took your placement test, and just make sure in your next step section that everything is checked off. You should have a Temple preview orientation. So you do that by yourself, and it'll run through some more of the stuff we're going to talk today about regarding academics. And then we have some upcoming virtual orientation sessions. There's one tomorrow for Life in Rome, and there's another August 25th for arrival details. So make sure you just check your emails for the registration links. It was in the same email I sent about this one, so everyone should have it. And make sure that you actually register for the sessions, because that's where you'll get the actual Zoom link. Keep checking your Temple email. And then if you are not already in the WhatsApp group, this is for students only. I know there's some families here. It's a place where you can start introducing yourself, meet other students in the program. Everyone's been sharing their Instagram handles to start getting in touch. So you can scan that QR code, join the WhatsApp group, and you'll also hear some annoying updates from me throughout the rest of the summer. So that's all I have. I think Francesca's back, so I'll pass it back to her.
Yes, I apologize. I'm having some connection difficulties. But I guess at this point, I'll pass it over to Dr. Murphy for his welcome.
Well, thank you so much, Francesca and Emily, for getting this started. Welcome, trade cohort of 2022-23. As Francesca mentioned, my name is Patrick Murphy, and I am the new Associate Dean for Academic Affairs. And it's my great pleasure to welcome you to what will be an exceptionally exciting year of your life. Like you, I will be new to Temple Rome. Before taking this position, I was Associate Dean for Research and Graduate Studies in Temple's Klein College of Media and Communication, and I was the Department Chair of Media Studies and Production also in Klein College. My research focused on media globalization, environmental communication, and I've led study abroad programs in Ireland, Mexico, Bolivia, and I even taught for a semester on a semester at sea program, a floating campus that went around the world. So I'm very passionate about international education, and I'm especially therefore looking forward to this first semester and embarking on this adventure, really, of living in Italy and being part of the TUR community. And so I'm really happy to be part of this orientation and welcome you all. A little bit about your cohort. There's 35 of you. This is the largest Temple Rome entry year program since it began 4 years ago. We have majors coming from global studies, history, environmental studies, international business, political science, psychology, secondary education, anthropology, film and media arts, biology, business management, classics, computer science, human resource management, journalism, philosophy, criminal justice, sports and recreational management, and liberal arts. And if I missed someone, I'm sorry, but that's quite a nice mix, given that there's 35 of you, all of these different majors. So it should make for a really interesting mixture of students and conversation that hopefully will unfold between all of you. No doubt one of the reasons that you chose to enroll in the Temple Rome entry year program is because of its focus on experiential learning and the excitement that comes from living in Rome and being in Italy. And certainly we hope that you will fully engage in the opportunities and unique aspects of the trade programs, exposing yourself to food, the music, the art, the culture, learning the language, and enjoying the energy of the city and the country and beyond. There's so much to see and experience, and I certainly plan to do the same myself. But I also want to remind you that you are students, oh yes, and here coming to Italy to study and learn. With that in mind, before you start your travel planning or heading off to immerse yourself into sights, sounds, and smells of the city, please be sure to get familiarized with the academic culture and the best practices at TU Rome. This is to be successful in the program, you have an exceptionally dedicated, accessible, and committed staff and faculty. And I wish you will take advantage of things like the Academic Support Center, which you're going to hear much more about in a minute from AJ. And finally, I'd like to ask you to make sure that you, as new members of the Temple Rome community, don't forget to get to know the faculty and staff. It's a small group of highly dedicated and accessible people with a wealth of knowledge, as I said. They're here to help you realize your educational goals in a city that is in many ways your laboratory, and who knows better than them much about what the city and the country has to offer in reference to the curriculum itself. So please take some time to engage, make friends, and break bread with the staff and the faculty This is part of your experience, and I hope that you'll begin to do that from the very beginning. So with that said, again, I would like to welcome you to TR Rome, and I look forward to meeting you all in August, and I'll pass it back to Francesca. You're still muted, Francesca.
All right, maybe now. Thank you, Dr. Murphy. Okay, so I would like to start by sharing with you some registrations updates. You all have been registered for fall 2022 courses administratively. So you have been registered for your Gen Ed, you have been registered for your core courses, okay? It's still very important that you attend this orientation, that you work with your with the advisor from your school and college, because in spring you will be registering yourself. Okay, so it's very important that you get familiar with the process and that you understand your major requirements and in general what it takes to graduate from Temple University. Please remember to send your advanced placement credits to Temple University. Whether these are, you know, that community college course that you have taken or any IP scores that you might have received, make sure that your school or college sends the transcript and sends the information to Temple University so that these can be evaluated and can be transferred into your profile. This way, I will know if you have already fulfilled certain general education requirement, and I will change your schedule and your course registration accordingly. Also, I want to share with you that if you have learning disabilities, if you have had academic accommodations in the past, or if you have been diagnosed with a condition recently that allows you or requires you to have a learning accommodation, please start the process and register with the Disability Resource and Service Center. It's a fairly easy process. You can access it scanning this QR code, and it requires, you know, it's a form, there are some questions, and you will also be asked to provide some supporting documentation. But my advice is to initiate the process as soon as possible, and to take some time to go through it. If you have any questions, please reach out. The Disability Resource and Service Center is very accessible, of course, and we are as well. So if you have any questions about the process, please let us know. Okay, so this said, I think I will pass it over to my colleague, AJ Fitzgerald, for a presentation on the Academic Support Center at Temple Rome.
Great, thank you, Francesca. And I just want to say once again, it's great to meet everyone online on Zoom today. And I really look forward to meeting you all here in Rome in just a few short months. I wear a few different hats here at Temple University Rome, but what I'm going to be talking to you guys about today is primarily the Academic Support Center, where I'm actually sitting right now. And the Academic Support Center is basically Temple University Rome's equivalent of the, I don't know if we can go to the next slide, Emily, who's on the slides, okay. An equivalent of the Student Success Center that we have on Temple University's main campus. Obviously, we're much smaller scale, but we've been gradually increasing the scope and type of services that we provide to our students while they're here at Temple University Rome. So I'm just going to briefly walk you through some of the services that are available so you know that they're available. And I can also tell you a little bit about me. Yeah, can we flip through? Mm-hmm. So again, this is me. My name is AJ Fitzgerald. I've been here since 2018 here at Temple University Rome. In addition to running the Academic Support Center, I also teach the following classes. And in fact, I'm going to be seeing a lot of you guys in these classes next fall. I'll talk a little bit about the University UNDS 1001, the University Seminar, which all of the TRE students will be registered in. And then also some of you may be taking English 802 in the fall. I'll be teaching that as well. So if we can keep moving ahead. I'll talk briefly about the Academic Support Center services. And here we just have an overview of all the services that we offer in the center. We're based in the back of the library. We have study coaching, writing tutoring, research consultations, resume cover letter, personal statement review, scholarship consultations, in some cases course specific tutoring, and we also have events and labs. So I'm not going to speak at length about all of these services because we only have so much time today, but I do want to at least highlight some of the services that I think are really important to know about before you arrive here in Rome. So if we can go to the next slide, I want to talk especially about study coaching. This has really become, especially in the last few years, one of the most important services that we offer at Temple University, in the Academic Support Center at Temple University Rome. And it's hard to kind of describe exactly what it entails, because really what it entails is different for each student, because the service is really tailored to the unique needs of each student. What we've seen in the last few years is that lots of students, and not just students, but also staff members and faculty too, have at times been struggling to keep up with it all, whether it be the workload at school or work, and also all the things going on outside of work. It can be overwhelming at times, and especially for a first-year student who's transitioning from high school to college, but also in a lot of cases transitioning from their home country to studying abroad. Sometimes it can just be tough to juggle everything you have on your plate. So the study coaching service is really designed to kind of help you in those moments, help you with skills like time management and related sort of metacognitive skills, but also, of course, help you with study skills if you are struggling, note-taking effectively in class, if you're struggling to study for exams that you have coming up, if you're struggling sort of scaffolding a given assignment you have, we can help you with all of these things in a sort of one-stop shop service. Study coach appointment could be a one-off thing. If you're struggling and you just want to put a study plan together for an exam you have coming up, or if it helps, we can actually set up regular meetings throughout the course of the semester. So this is a service that we've always had in the Academic Support Center, but we've seen the sort of need and demand for this service really increase in the last 2 years or so. And so I really want to make sure that everyone is aware that we have this from day one, if you ever feel like you need help managing your workload. And I'll just go quickly through the other services. We have writing tutoring on the next slide. Writing tutoring, we can help you with any sort of writing assignment at any stage of the writing process. All I'll say is that the sooner you can come into the center, the better. It's a lot easier to put, to help a student get on the right track if they come in with an outline, or maybe even while they're brainstorming or researching, than if they come in with a mostly completed draft. We want to sort of solve the problems before they happen rather than having to fix everything after they happen. And if we can just flip through quickly here, we also do research consultations. So even if you're researching for a presentation or something like that, we can help you at various stages of the research process. On the next slide, I think we have resume cover letter, personal statement review. This is one of my favorite parts of the job, just sort of getting to help students put these applications together, kind of put their best profile forward. And I just love seeing the success stories come in. And if we can just go through these next ones really quick. Scholarship consultations, we can try to help you navigate the complex webs of scholarships that may be available to you to continue your education at Temple University after you arrive here in Rome. Going on, we also have, in some cases, such as the intro STEM classes, like first-year math classes, we can occasionally provide course-specific tutoring. I have a unique academic background. I have degrees in both physics and English, and I can try to help students on both sides of the spectrum. And if we can go to the last slide, we also do some events and labs. We have study nights before midterms and finals, so you can kind of get into a group and hopefully motivate yourself to study alongside your peers, but I'll also be in attendance to provide study support as needed. At those nights, we do research labs in some of the TUR classes. And we have Italian Conversation Club, which actually was first kind of proposed by former TRE students, and now it's become a regular part of the program. It's a great opportunity just to practice your Italian conversational skills with Italian university students from around the corner. So you get to meet your Italian peers in addition to practice your time. Last thing really quick, if we can keep going, I want to talk about the university seminar class because all of you will be taking it in the fall. If we can flip on to the next slide, I just want to quickly just mention some of the topics we'll talk about in the university seminar class. We're going to be going over some basic metacognitive and study skills, things like time management, like I was talking with the study coach service before. We're going to be doing that right in the class. I also am going to really be encouraging my students, all of you, to attend at least one study coach appointment in your first semester, just so you can see how helpful it is. We're going to be going over some goal setting exercises and academic planning to kind of reinforce the work you're doing with your advisors. Basic career skills, how to write a cover letter, how to write a resume, how to do a job interview. We'll actually do a simulated job interview. We'll go over some basic financial literacy topics, like how to set a budget. We'll also go over the basics of student education financing. We'll have some opportunities for cultural exchange, and we'll also talk about your transition to main campus after your first year. And if I could just go to the next slide, I think it's my last slide, just to give you a sense of the format of this course. It's a 1-credit course, so it's going to meet 1 hour each week. And some of in addition to our weekly meetings, you're going to be doing just a few multimedia journal reflections. There will be 3 in total, and you'll have a chance to write those reflections or record a video reflection if you prefer. We're going to have some special guest speakers throughout the semester, and you're going to be doing a final group project, a digital project, which is basically a message to the TRACE students that will come after you. And of course, I will be sharing all the final group projects that we've had from the first 4 years, which are the messages from previous TRACE students to you guys. So I think that's everything I have. Happy to stay on the line if you have any questions. My email's here if you ever want to get in touch. As I mentioned, in addition to being in the Academic Support Center, I'll also be seeing you guys in that university seminar class, and I'll be seeing some of you in English 802 in the fall. So again, it's great seeing you online. I look forward to meeting you in the fall.
Thank you, AJ. So before we move on, I want to see if there are any questions with regards to academics at Temple Rome specifically. And you can unmute yourself, or you can just use the chat box as you wish. Anyone? Okay, well, we are then now ready to move on and to split in breakout rooms. Emily and I will be here, so if you have any questions, you can always return to this presentation, to this room for the next 30 minutes. We will be here and we will be able to answer any question that you might have. So Emily, how are we doing this?
Yeah, so I'm going to put everyone in breakout rooms right now. I already pre-assigned everyone. You should be based by your school and college. Maybe the advisors at the beginning, and we have everyone here. Maybe you guys can just make sure everyone's in the right group. And if someone's not, you could just come to the main room and I'll reassign you.
Great.